Hey guys, Mr. Chan here, and welcome to Warrior Biscuit Video 5. Rachel asked, how do you transition smoothly in Chonji? And I've come up with 3 things to help with that. The first one is breathe out as soon as you start the movement. This allows your shoulders to be nice and relaxed, your hands to remain naturally, and in fact your whole body doesn't become rigid. The second thing is, and this is probably the hardest thing, is we've got to practice our one-legged squat. And the reason for this is when we turn 180 degrees, we've got to keep on moving. And the way that we can kind of use that is by using our leg to help support and balance that transition. Lastly, we've got to keep moving like a wave, so at no point in the motion do we want to be going only upwards. We always want to be following that sine wave. For those who are doing sparring at their grading, I've got 3 tips for you. The first one is to have purpose or intent, that kind of go for it attitude. When you come in and spar with someone, if you're going to do something, go for it. At grading, it's not really the time to be experimenting and to be trying out new things. If you're going to do a side kick or if you're going to do a punch, just go for it and show the examiner that you can do those effectively. The second thing that I'd suggest is come into the grading with some pre-prepared combos or combinations. We've been doing some in class and we'll still continue doing them, but maybe just pick 2 or 3. Don't get too complicated and try and go for it. Lastly, don't hit hard. There's no point in hitting hard at a grading. You want to show the examiner that you can do all of these amazing techniques with application and purpose. Usually if you start hitting hard, the examiner will simply say, come on. And that's it for you guys. You won't be able to show off any of your amazing techniques that you've been learning. Now, I'd like to discuss a little bit more about the wave technique. And you guys have taken this up amazingly well. But one of the things that I've noticed, and also the instructors who have been helping me, is that we need to drop into our stance when we finish the technique. So when we finish, I use the analogy of the wave and it crashing. So when we crash, we tense. And as soon as the wave finishes crashing, it dissipates. And so we've got to be nice and relaxed. But when we are tensing, one other thing that really helps us finish the sine wave is by dropping down. And the way that I explain this is we have to be up as high as we can during the intermediate phase. Not to the extent where we lift our heel off the ground, but we're nice and upright, and then we use gravity to fall down into our stance. Something that we should just check is whether or not we are truly relaxing at the start of the technique. Have a look at the mirror and do a movement, maybe some of the movements that I've shown you, and see if that's actually what you're doing, because it might be different to how you've imagined it.